Remember, you are in a body, but you are a soul. You are a spirit. You are an energy. You are a creative force moving through the universe. You are an infinite artist. Create yourself.
Welcome to Cosmic Native Conversations. Now here's your host, Mandy Shantyne Lopez.
When you come from love, there are not just verbal formulas. Unity makes another person's viewpoint completely clear. You understand someone who is outside yourself. What makes this possible is the realization that your beloved isn't outside yourself. She is only outside your ego. He is only expressing needs that are not the core of himself. At the core, you and your beloved are not separate. Since needs, likes and dislikes, desires and lack are all outside the core. Dharma is a version of spiritual equality. When you perceive life through this vision, separation ends. And that's from The Path of Love from Deepak Chopra, which will go with our Cosmic Native Conversation today. So welcome everyone to the show, Cosmic Native Conversations on the Dialogue Internet radio platform with our awesome producer, Abel Rodriguez, as always. And today we have my lovely guest, Suzie. Hi, Suzie.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is so nice.
Suzie has a really extended bio. So Suzie, or Suzie Love Ram Sharada, is an international mantra songstress living in Pennsylvania with a 5-year career as a board-certified music therapist, 6 years as a Mahananda Reiki master and ordained priestess of the Mahajira Buddhist tradition. Suzie currently serves as a spiritual counselor in hospice while working towards a master's degree in music therapy and a license in mental health counseling. Suzie teaches dynamic meditation classes on shadow work and opening the heart intelligence, and so much more that we're going to dive into. So welcome, Suzie. Thanks for talking with me and being here in the conversation. How are you?
It's an honor. Today I am pretty relaxed, so I'm happy to engage in a dynamic conversation.
Cool. All the way from Pennsylvania. Very cool.
I've been to Hershey.
You've been to Hershey?
Yeah, I've been to Hershey, and believe it or not, I have been to Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I had no idea.
The Amish. It was a very interesting visit. You know, other than the name of the town, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's a visitor destination, and I got to snack on all the stuff they got out there. So I've been to Pennsylvania.
Do those towns sound familiar to you, Suzie? Have you frequent Intercourse, Pennsylvania before?
The Amish.
I have not been to Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I have been to Hershey. Yeah.
There you go. You know, in Hershey, you know what they say, right? It's the milk. That's all they say when you go through all their stuff. What makes it so good? It's the milk.
Okay.
See, I'm a marketing guy, so all this stuff sticks to my craw.
Which they might be getting from Intercourse from the Amish, because the Amish might be tending to that milk too. You know, everything's connected, you guys, right? But you know what? What an interesting segue, because Suzie, so okay, so let's share this little story really quick before we get into stuff. So I knew Suzie. How old are you now, Suzie?
I'm 28.
You're 28. So Suzie's like super young, okay? She hasn't even like touched like the darkness of life yet. But Suzie, when were you and I kind of working and exchanging notes with each other? How old were you before you left? And we were kind of like doing a little bit of coaching work.
26, but you and I connected when I was 24, 25.
Okay, so I remember Suzie being 24, and Suzie at 24 is already this extraordinarily mature soul in this 24-year-old body. And Suzie's already done all these rites of passage at this time. Like she's super again, she's an ordained, Buddhist priestess, and she's like totally walking this spiritual path, right? But what I observed from Suzie, and in my bluntness of life, is I was like, Suzie, you're 24 years old. Like, why do you feel like you got to be walking this old kind of stale path of spirituality, right? And maybe at the time, and you can, I don't want to speak for you, but jump in at any time, maybe you saw archetypes that were kind of like, this is how you live the spiritual path.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, I grew up pretty conservative. So you saw me in a space where I was busting the fuck out of that box I grew up in. So
Wow.
So you're
imagine,
like, boom.
yeah, imagine the
Wow.
box I was in if you thought that that was like,
Yeah.
not as like crazy as we could have gotten.
Well, so then the antidote to that was I suggested, remember, I was like, Suzie, you're so young. You need to totally hone in on your skills, which you know you have, which is that's why you have a degree in music therapy, right? And I was like, totally go like singer, songwriter, rocker on this, like totally just like write about it and transmute and create this energy. And now here you are freaking doing awesome musical things, and we can hear your music on your YouTube channel, Music with Suzie, right?
Yeah, Music with Suzie Love.
Music with Suzie Love. And then you have an album out, which is called Forgiveness.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. The creation of it, what's behind it, all that jazz.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe we're talking about this? How awesome. So Mandy, you honestly were one of the integral people that made me just embrace every aspect of my voice. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like I kind of have like a rocker voice.
Yeah.
And I was trained in a classical music program, so I grew up singing in a fairly, again, choral church environment. So like to embrace this rockerness inside. And I just started recording. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to do this. So thank you for reflecting to me.
Absolutely.
What was there.
Reflecting that you are a badass rocker chick, honey. Like, with the voices of Janis Joplin and Alanis Morissette, with a soul, with so much to hear. And I'm like, girl, you need to write that music and you need to sing it and we need to hear it. We need to feel it, right?
Well, you know what else had to happen though? I had to have a couple of things in my head shatter, a couple structures in my head.
Okay, yeah.
Completely just disintegrate. So the Forgiveness
paradigms.
Album, yeah, the Forgiveness album came from a Heartbreak album, and so it's kind of like in a series. It's a story.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing that just last week, I think, or I forget when we did the other one with the professor from EPCC, but we talked about the everyone being born with this creativeness, and how if they're able to get through all the minutia that is as people telling them they ain't worth anything, if they get through all that, the creativeness even amplifies even more. And here you are. I mean, I don't know you, but I can feel this aura, and then it's in the rock genre. I can feel this aura coming from you that you're in your happy place.
Yeah.
Yes. Paradoxically, as we talk about forgiveness through, creating this album through your heartbreak, right? Yeah. And so as you're creating this, because when I said, what do you want to talk about? And you sent me some things to correlate, and it would make sense that we talk about, you said like the spiritual dating and the red flags that go with it, which probably could have led to this heartbreak, right? And could have led to these great creations, which let me just say before you get in is like, when we go through some of the most darkest like shiz in our lives, the greatest thing that can basically save you out of it is creativity, is creation. Because not only are you like putting your energy into it, your vision, but you're working, you're moving that time that you're focusing on it. And then you're done with it, fashioning the vision into form. And then you're like, what why was I sad? I'm fine now. Right?
And you know what? The amount of time it takes me now to like go from a very, very dark place to just, never mind. It's all good.
That's right.
It kind of scares people I'm with. Like, it's a very, it's just the timing is not as what would typically take me, a couple days to get over, when I channel the breath, and honestly, songwriting expedites my process. It can lower the amount of suffering to like 2 hours or so.
So it shortens the transmutation time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. That's cool. That's very cool. So what are you feeling with this whole like dating and red flags, and not to get too personal into your personal life, but your inspirations for creating your album?
Please get personal.
Okay then.
Wow.
So what? Okay, so then. Okay,
Yes.
so what happened? You went through a situation that caused heartbreak, and what was this heartbreak like for you?
Yeah. So the situation was Suzie finally made it. She was engaged. She met someone, that was a man, which I'm also attracted to women. So my mom was supposed to be very happy that a man caught my heart, right?
Thank you, Jesus. A man has come to get Suzie. It's all right now. We don't got to worry no more.
I'm outnumbered.
We don't have to have awkward conversations anymore.
No, and just for the sake, don't worry, Abel. Most women, we mostly like men and women. That's probably.
But remember, I'm a Cancer, so I can relate. July 4th.
There you go. Yes, you got water and emotion and all that jazz.
Yep, I do.
Hey, your birthday's coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Cool. So,
all right, Suzie, and then?
So long
you brought
story
a man
short,
home.
I felt like I reached, all my life, I felt like I was outside of something. Everybody else had something figured out. And I couldn't sink my teeth in it, right?
Yeah.
And then finally I said, oh, great. I found somebody, compliments, my energy. Let's get married. Let's do this.
Yes.
And I really, honestly, was all in. I was all in.
That's good.
Yeah, I wasn't bullshitting him either. I was like, yeah, of course this is how it would happen. Of course it would be dramatic and impulsive. It's fine.
That's love. That's love.
Yes.
It's love.
So then what happened?
Within 4 weeks, we were engaged, and then within about 6 months, we had broken up.
Okay.
Isn't that like an embarrassing timeline?
No, I don't
think it feel like that though.
No. Why do you say embarrassing?
Oh, because 4 weeks. Just kind of where I come from. And that could mean family and history and location and culture and everything. Love is signified in the length of time, commitment, right?
Right.
So 4 weeks is just, I don't know. To me, again, it made sense, but.
So 4 weeks kind of told you after the fact, looking at it, that maybe there's a side of you that's a bit impulsive, right? Okay.
Which I fucking love. I love that part of me. And it's fiery and it's powerful. But
you're the Ram. Remember, you're Suzie Ram.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Why do people think that's weird? Being impulsive. And like impulsive, like we're sitting on the couch. Says, you know what? Let's go see a movie, and we're in the car in 5 minutes. Impulsive, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's okay. I would like to think of that more of spontaneity.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
Do you know?
Maybe we could look up the words spontaneity versus impulsive, and because to me, spontaneity has this charismatic adventure, and impulsive has this you can be kind of crazy, like mental health associated.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say your move to get engaged was an impulsive mental health of destruction. It was just like in the love story, like this is what's going to unfold next.
Hey,
as Deepak Chopra
normal.
would say, you're normal. The path to love.
Yeah, you're normal. You're fine. You're fine.
So okay, Suzie. So you were engaged 4 weeks, and then 6 months happened, and then you broke up.
Yeah. And within that time, so much I'm telling you, it's just a fantasy that I did not realize was a determining factor for like how I felt safe in the world. I felt like I finally found my place because I had a partner. I was I was a fiance. I was going, my life could start, right?
Right. Yes.
Just forget about the degrees I've earned.
Oh yeah. Forget about your own self-realization. You got a partner now. Now you're in society and in life.
Yep. And now I can just be a boring housewife and
that's right.
You know.
Hey, that's not, some housewives are not boring. Sometimes there are some days that I'm like, you know what? If there's a really billionaire man out there that wants me to just be as, I mean, we would still have like a cleaning lady and stuff, but he just wants me to be at home and like doing, whatever I want to do. Like, wants to take me to Dubai every weekend. I don't care. You know
what? Absolutely. And I say all of this coming from a place that was very dichotomous, right? So I guess that's why my words are pretty like, a housewife can be a beautiful thing. Absolutely.
It's actually probably one of the hardest jobs. I can't even imagine people with children. Like, I have a dog and I'm like, I can't imagine it. But you know what, Suzie? So what happened? Like, so was it too much too fast? What happened?
Honestly, he kind of like lied about a lot of
that dog.
Yeah. It started out, but I forgave
Then
it.
we remember why we don't date men. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. Sorry, April.
Yeah, women don't lie.
No, women are just as bad. But go ahead. So you
women are just as bad.
So he was laying up the sod.
He lied, which part of me knew, and I was like, "That's cool, man. Like, don't worry about it. I love you. Like, let's work through this."
So that wasn't a deal breaker.
No,
that was wow. And lying is a pretty powerful potion. If you lied to me once, why should I ever believe you? It's a truth.
I like that, Abel. Lying.
Yeah, I've been married for 26 years, and one of the things that always kills me, even if it's minor, is telling a fib. I call them fibs. I call them fibs.
That's
well,
good.
see, with my background, I can see why he would lie. I can see his personality development and the cards he's been dealt in his life. I was like empathetic out the wazoo. But then at the end of the day, it was like more than just lying. He's not a very emotionally available person, not very spiritually evolved. And finally I was like, you know what, I think there's something better out there.
There is.
I'd rather be alone.
Yep, you're right.
With myself.
Yeah.
And continue down this path of, I'll be accepted by everybody. I was like, fuck everybody. I'm not happy. I'm not gonna be. Can I swear on this? Because I swear.
Of course.
It's the internet.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just have to put. I get a mark, not clean. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was like, no, fuck you, and these narratives that I'm not agreeing to this anymore. I don't need to do this. There's a different way. And
So what was the breaking point? You said he lied. Was it a bunch of lies, or was it that one lie where you went F this?
The breaking point was, what was it? Thank you for asking me.
It's a legitimate question.
Abel's very into the soap opera, by the way, Suzie. So keep going. Give us details.
I should tell it more like
just tell it.
No, he didn't come home one night after he told me he would be home. And I was working 3 jobs and he was unemployed.
Hey, you want a date? And the only reason I'm sarcastic like that is because you said at the beginning that, hey, what the hell? I'm normal. I got a partner. I got all that, those are your vulnerabilities were like on a billboard out there. They were, guys are like that, unfortunately. Now understand, I'm coming from a point of view that I'm 64. So I can, I crack up sometimes because I go, I'm one of those dumb guys that thinks everything out and then says, no, I better not do that. Instead of doing it and going, oh, I'm in trouble. I say, well, what would happen if I did this? Not
what
coming
that
home,
is?
forget it.
You know what? Those are skills of discernment, of responsibility, of prudence.
There you go.
All 3 things this motherfucker is still working on. Okay.
Yeah.
Like she feels good about that. Look at her. Woo.
But you know what, Suzie? Red flags were if you were working 3 jobs and he had no job, man. And he's the guy. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm conservative like that I think men should hold it down a little bit more because women are the treasure. We're the prize. Like, sorry, open the door for me,
And look what she said. She said, I said, it's okay, babe. We'll work through it. That's I think that's probably one of the biggest weaknesses on the female side because they think that you hear the phrase, I can change him. He'll come around, and then he's sitting there eating all your food.
Yeah. And was this not a great lesson for you, Suzie, in self-respect and value of yourself, right? Yeah. Sometimes we meet these weird situations that are completely unbalanced to who we really are to mirror back to us how much that we need to remind ourselves of the self-respect and the value and the treasure in which we are, that you're like, why should I be exhausting all my energy and putting in all this effort when you put in not even the bare minimum, right? Mm-hmm.
So where are you at now? Let's forget about the past. Like I tell my friend here, Mandy, FTN. That's what FTN stands for? Fuck that noise.
Fuck that noise. Yes.
Listen, the only reason we even talking about this guy is because my heart broke in so many levels.
Yep, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Socially, developmentally, spiritually, my identity dissolved. I found such power in trusting anger. Before I would think anger was for unevolved, animalistic, very pompous way of thinking about evolution and God. And
can I just on that note, because you're so right about the primitive, we don't get angry because we're spiritual. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it so interesting when we go through things like that, it really breaks us open to be even more connected to the divine because, it's almost like and I didn't believe this up until recently, but until we really feel the hurt that we've never felt before, then we're like, oh my gosh, this is, it takes you to another level of really respecting that connection with divine or God or the universe, really respecting the trust, the truth, and the faith of everything, right? And before that, we're kind of just like, oh yeah, but until you really cracks you open and you're angry and you're mad and you're doing totally everything that's against what you're usually would tell someone to do, oh, get over it, think something positive, blah, blah, blah. You're like, I'm angry, I want to kill somebody, right?
One door closes, the other one opens.
But continue, Suzie, right? So it was like a spiritual evolution.
Yeah, it's a lot of gaslighting, honestly.
Yes.
It's like it was happening inside of me. So yeah, I had to go to hell to find, my angels. So
you're absolutely right.
And that's what inspired. So instead of eating, I didn't know what else to do except create because there was so much energy inside. No one wanted to hear about it.
Well, after a while, our friends get a little tired.
I'm enjoying it, by the way.
Abel loves it. You can call him and talk about it.
Thank you.
And you know what? You know what too is Suzie, everyone's a portal, right? So the people we talk about, they're portals. So sometimes they can give their opinion and they're biased or they're filtering from their own experiences. So they could give us things that can rile us up more, that could totally mess with our psyche, all in the name of them trying to be supportive towards us. But sometimes it's like best we don't share with our close people, because in their defense, they will create even worse scenarios for the scenario. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean. And I think it's healthy, it's compassionate to like reduce things for ourselves. Like if we really carried the weight of things, you know, I don't know if we would be very productive, but I didn't want to be reduced to this girl in her 20s who, you know, fell in love and like, so I just didn't, you know, I shared my story through the songs and,
well, and in your 20, wait, so you said you're 28, 29?
I'm 28, yeah.
You're 28, Suzie. You're probably going to have a little bit more loves and some more heartbreaks, I hate to tell you. So you're going to write about a couple more albums on the subject. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, you're right. So the sense of creativity, this is the weird thing about being human and being able to be a seer of creativity, is to be able to use the medium to really express the energy of, you know, like we're not going to ever surpass humans where we're not hurt and we're not angry and we're not sad, but it's how we're going to execute that form, right? Because it is an energetic form. And so you've done it through songwriting. You've done your own healing through your blue chakra, as we like to call it, right? The resonance, the vocals, the words, the performance of it, right?
Yeah.
And how do you feel?
I don't mean to interrupt, but you know what's interesting about what we just said is that I try to stay contemporary and I listen to new artists and all that kind of stuff. But I will tell you that the words on the very, very popular songs like Adele and like all that stuff, they're like poignant. And when it's about something bad or a breakup or something, they're like daggers, you know, and you hear the power of the expression of the word with music. I mean, that's just as good as shooting anyone in the head with a bullet sometimes.
Absolutely, it is. Or writing, you know, a form of, you know, scripts or books and anything that could kind of allude to that energy. It is like a dagger. It is like a gunshot.
And don't forget, CeeLo Green wrote that one song. What? F you? Remember CeeLo Green?
There you go.
And that was about an ex-girlfriend.
That's
there you
right.
go.
There you go. There you go.
That just it though. In the same coin, we have hate and love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Different side of the same coin.
And you know what? And I don't know what point you're at with this, but as time flows and you look at it wider, you will start to see the person that hurt you as actually one of your angels who led you to great growth and through the doorway of great creation. I have to tell you that I mean, that's how I see all of, you know, anyone who's ever hurt me is I'm like, you know what? Thank you for playing this role in my life. That is an intense role to say, I'm going to come down to earth and I'm going to love you and then I'm going to fuck you up. But sadly, I'm going to have to leave. But I love you that much that I'm going to play the villain in your life.
Oh,
you know?
Mandy!
I mean, it's true. The villains in our lives actually love us very much on the other side because they're taking on that role.
I fucking love it when you get in this zone. Yes. Say it.
That's why we have her on our platform, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, you're right. If he didn't do what he did exactly how he did it, I would not be a hospice counselor.
Boom. That's right.
How would I be in hospice?
And those people need you, Suzie. Those people need you. And I know a lot about the people in hospice because my brother, he just got out of medical school. We're getting ready to propose Aura CBD to a couple of hospice around here. And he has told me, you know, the situations. And I have a close friend and her sister is very young and she's dying of cancer right now in hospice. So it all comes together with what you do and what I'm knowledgeable of and how you're helping these people is incredible. And you are totally walking your path, girl. You are walking your path. So that's, I mean, if this guy led you to it, I'm telling you, like, he's actually pretty golden, you know, in your corner.
He's a very, very powerful person.
We got 10 minutes, all right?
Yeah. So Cool. So he's a very powerful person. So could we leave it at that? Can you feel that like
I could absolutely leave it at that. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. So Suzie, you and I are going to have a event here at the Portal on July 6th. And
Yeah,
Suzie,
we are, Mama.
yeah, yes, we are. And Susie's going to teach songwriting for personal growth. And then afterwards, we're going to have a sound bath. And Suzie will lend her voice for that sound bath as well. And we'll put that up if anyone's interested. But
wait. You have to what is a sound bath?
Oh, well,
is that the bowl? Is that your bowls?
Yeah, the sound bath encompasses you in, with sound bowls, which are quartz crystal bowls. I have a couple of other instruments that go with it. We use a lot of vocals. We use a lot of percussion and tones. And what you're really doing is you're laying down and we tell you what to bring and you're in a comfortable position. Sometimes I'll give you CBD tea. You will absolutely have aromatherapy, CBD oxygen, of course, to put you in a relaxed state. And so you're just drifting off into your own self while you're hearing all these sounds that are specifically fine-tuned for you to relax and to really just calm the nervous system so we can get into the field, the aura, which is going to go in and act like a self-organizing tool within the sounds and vibrations that, I teach here at the Portal for the mind, body, and energy rejuvenation and relaxation and moving through trauma and PTSD and activating creative intelligence, right? So on the Instagram, the Portal CI, you can see pictures and video on what a sound bath looks like if you're more curious, if you don't know so. Sure. But having Suzie here, she's going to add more with her voice. And Suzie, I want you, tell us how we can get a hold of you. So tell us again, like your YouTube, your Instagram and all that stuff. And then when we close, can I put you on the spot and can you like sing us something for like a minute?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So where can we get a hold of you?
So yes, I wear many hats, come in many forms, but it's pretty consistent under the same umbrella. You can contact me at Suzie, SUZIE musictherapist@gmail.com. That's the simplest email. I have 5, so I'm going to give you the simplest one.
Perfect.
I'm also on Facebook under BU Music Therapy and Meditation LLC. Nice. BU is like BE space YOU, because the goal is to expand your comfort zone through all the mediums that I have. So, and my philosophy is when you're beyond your comfort zone, you embody your specific taste of consciousness, which we all need.
100%.
And then I'm also on Instagram under Suzie Love _embrace, and YouTube at Music with Suzie Love. Yeah.
And we can hear your Forgiveness album on that YouTube channel?
Yeah, and my Heartbreak album. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. So, and then you can also hear this podcast on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts on the Dialogue Internet Radio.
So wait, before you keep going, what date is this thing?
July 6th.
July 6th. That's like
July
in 2 weeks, right?
In 2
right
weeks.
After the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to push it on Dialogue, our Facebook page and all that. Going to help you get some more people in there. And who knows, I might show up just for the free oxygen.
Yes.
Do
Absolutely.
it, Abel.
Absolutely. Abel's like, I'm here to learn songwriting.
Oh no, my problem is I really massacre current songs and change them around.
That's a way of writing, honestly. Take
really,
the
it is.
structure
Cool.
and
Cool. Plus, I play a little harmonica.
Oh, bring your harmonica.
Yes. Oh my gosh, bring your harmonica.
Bring your harmonica, Abel. Okay, so awesome. We will definitely continue making more promos for that July 6th event, and we'll definitely have Suzie back on soon.
We got 3 minutes, okay? We got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
And as we, I mean, this was cool. Check out her music, the Forgiveness album, or book a session with her if you want to learn some music therapy with Suzie. She does really awesome stuff, and she's really bold and gets down to it. And of course, here in town, New Mexico or El Paso, if you want some Aura CBD, please connect with me on aura.cbd1111 on Instagram. And as we sign out, Suzie, leave us with some cool something.
We got about 4 minutes, so you're good.
All right, I'm going to share a mantra because that's my thing. So just sit back, enjoy, And yeah, connect with your breath. This is Sri Ram Jaya Ram, which is part of my soul name. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram.
Yes, those vocals, the resonance of your vocals are so beautiful and powerful and full. I love it.
Did I
Awesome.
scare you with the desk?
No, never. Maybe Abel, but not me. I love the desk drum.
That was the rock part.
That's right.
That was the rock part.
Boom. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Suzie, for joining us for Cosmic Native Conversations. Thank you, Abel, for being our awesome producer, as always. And everyone, please check out this podcast and others on Abel's platform, Dialogue Internet Radio. And we will see you again next week with some more Cosmic Native Conversations. We'll see what we come up with next.
Nice.
Perfect.
This has been Cosmic Native Conversations with Mandy Shantyne Lopez.
You are in a
Thank
body.
you for listening.
But you are a soul. You are a spirit. You are an energy. You are a creative force moving through the universe. You are an infinite artist. Create yourself. Design your life. Awaken